What's going on, guys? It's Houston Sports Talk back in the video today, and today the Houston Rockets have announced their 2023-24 coaching staff for the 23-24 season. I'm really excited. I like this coaching staff. It's a good, solid group. I would say the only thing that's really surprising, and honestly, at the same time, there's only really one guy that I'm surprised that is not back from last year's coaching staff, and that guy is John Lucas. He's a guy who's been great with some of these young players and helped them develop. He hasn't done a great job, but he's been great with helping Kevin Porter Jr. with some behavior issues, and he's just been a great coach. He stepped up for this team. I'm pretty sure it was either 2 or 3 games he interned. It was 2 games he coached last year during the regular season. Was when Stephen Silas's father originally passed away. And it was like literally the day of Stephen Silas's father passed away. And then a couple of weeks or months later, when it was his father's memorial and funeral, he also coached a game. And I think the first game was against the Bucks, where the Rockets had one of their best games of the season. And then the second game was against the Pistons, and the Rockets won both. And John Lucas coached both games, coached really good for the Rockets. So I was surprised he is not returning to the Rockets coaching staff. But besides that, there is nobody from the Rockets coaching staff from last year that is returning. And maybe Cam Hodges was. I'm not sure. I think Cam Hodges might have been, but I don't think so. That's not a name I recognize. But the new guys, Ben Sullivan, Royal Ivy, Garrett Jackson, Tiago Splitter, Cam Hodges, and Mike Muser. Most of these guys have connections to Ime Udoka. Ben Sullivan and Mike Muser and Garrett Jackson were coaches with him in Boston. And then Tiago Splitter was a guy that played for the San Antonio Spurs, same around the time where Udoka was coaching there. I think they overlapped for a couple years, in the area of 2 to 3 years, I believe. So Udoka used to coach Tiago Splitter, and then he coached with Sullivan and Garrett Jackson and Mike Muser last year the year before with the Celtics. And then Royal Ivy was an assistant from the Brooklyn Nets, who another guy I really like. The biggest hire I do like of this assistant core is Ben Sullivan. He's a guy who's been, he's a guy who is a great three-point shooting coach. He's helped numerous players on the Boston Celtics with their three-point shots, and especially Derek White, helping them improve their three-point shots and their forms. And that's something I think he can bring to the Rockets. I think some players like maybe potentially Dylan Brooks, maybe Alperen Sengun, maybe a couple other players to maybe look out for Ben Sullivan to help with their three-point shots. He's a good coach. He's a good coach with helping with, players' three-point shots. I really like that addition. I like Royal Ivy's addition as well. He's more of a defensive coach. I really like his addition as well. And I like Tiago, Splitter's addition as well. He's a guy who, Royal Ivy played in the NBA as well. Wasn't as, Tiago Splitter, he wasn't, great in the NBA, but Royal Ivy was way better than Royal Ivy. So you have a couple of former NBA players on the staff like Tiago Splitter and Royal Ivy. Tiago Splitter was a guy who was way better than Royal Ivy, but Tiago still. Both guys are still great additions. I really like I don't know too much about Cam Hodges, but besides Cam Hodges, I really do. I really do like everything about this staff. And, 4 out of the 6 of these guys, as of my knowledge, have connections to Ime Udoka. You got 3 of them being assistants for the Celtics, and, when Udoka was the coach there. And then you got 1 of them, being a player when Udoka was an assistant in San Antonio. I don't know. I'm pretty sure that neither Cam Hodges or Royal Ivy have any connections to Ime Udoka. I know for a fact Royal Ivy doesn't, because when I talked about his hiring maybe a month ago, I did some research and I know he didn't, but maybe Cam Hodges did. I have no idea. You guys have your thoughts on the Rockets coaching staff for the 23-24 season? I'm excited, Rockets fans, and that's it for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Peace out. Go Rockets.